Number 5. Missed by a hair. The video begins with a group of Finnish or Polish soldiers assembled for what could be possibly a 21-gun salute. The soldiers stand in formation and check their barrels when suddenly the beret on the third man in the front row gets blown away. Apparently, the soldier behind the man somehow misfired his gun while checking his chamber and blew off the other soldier's beret. Admittedly, they were all using blanks, as is the norm for such occasions. The soldier was in no real danger. However, a blank fired so close to a person can still cause burns and even a concussion. The soldier, however, seems completely unfazed. All he shows in the way of a reaction is a small shudder. He then goes on to complete his maneuver without missing a step. Number 4. The Crossroads of Fate. This next video was taken from a surveillance camera at a busy intersection. 3 people are trying to cross the road. Oncoming traffic is waiting for the signal and it seems relatively safe. The pedestrians are almost halfway through when suddenly a van tries to turn left onto the crossing being used by the pedestrians. He would have easily missed the pedestrians and made the turn when suddenly another car hits it from the side at great speed. The back of the van is sent hurtling towards the pedestrians and a gory disaster seems imminent. Luck, however, seems to be on the side of the pedestrians. The van's momentum makes it rotate in such a way that it never severely hits any of them. Even the door of the van misses them by little more than a whisker. The front of the car does nudge them out of the way, but it does not seem to cause them any harm. All 3 miraculously escape intact. Number 3. Close shave. Explosions are undoubtedly fascinating. No wonder then that demolitions attract such crowds in cities. A crowd seems to have assembled to watch the demolition in this video. The moment that everyone's been waiting for finally begins. The charges are set off and the building starts to collapse. Everyone seems entranced by the spectacle. Just then, a large piece of debris comes flying at an extremely high speed toward the crowd. Fortunately, it misses as many as 4 people and the cameraman. The size and speed of the rock would have been fatal if it hit anyone at the height it was traveling. Normally, such demolitions are barricaded or provided with nets to avoid such accidents, but this one seems to be an exception. Thankfully, everyone came out of this unharmed. Number 2. Double Trouble. This next video shows a cyclist trying to cross the road using a crossing. He seems extremely cautious and gingerly crosses the road, ensuring there's no traffic coming from either side of the road. The traffic seems to be waiting for the signal too. A van starts approaching the cyclist, but seems to be moving at a safe speed and likely to miss the cyclist. However, just when everything seems alright, a red car suddenly appears, coming toward the cyclist at enormous speed. No one has any time to react. The van scrapes the side of the car and goes swerving to its left onto the cyclist. The rear bumper of the car gets detached and narrowly misses the cyclist. The cyclist hits the front corner of the van and falls, somehow missing any further collisions from the van, which ends up on its side. Miraculously, he survives the incident completely unscathed. Number 1. Caught in midair. This video captures an 80-year-old lady named Laverne's first attempt at skydiving. She's about to attempt a tandem skydive with her instructor. She takes some last-minute convincing but finally jumps out of the plane. Immediately, we can tell that something has gone wrong. It turns out that the jump from the plane has ended up causing the lady to slip out of her parachute. In fact, it turns out that all that was keeping her from falling to her death was the instructor, who was holding on to her. Her instructor was holding her body even as they were tumbling through the air, as losing her here would have been fatal for her. He then released his parachute, slowing their descent, and finally, with some assistance of another skydiver, came back to the ground unharmed. As a thank you for your continued support to this channel for these past 2 years, we're giving away 10 Amazon gift cards worth $100 each. All you have to do is to subscribe and turn on notifications for this channel, and also subscribe to our newest channel, Hyperloop, where we make life hacks, tips, and tricks, top 5 and top 10 videos of all kinds. The link is in the description and also at the end of this video. Winners will be emailed very soon, so stay tuned.